This is the stuff I got at Blade Show 2024. Now, I went there only really looking forward to buying one thing in particular, and it's these. These are the spooky pockets, brass knuckles, and they fit my hand perfectly. If you've seen the channel here, you've seen that I've had these for a little while, and I love them. These are the 3D printed resin version of these. Excuse me, I got them on a recent drop on Instagram and love them. You can punch with them with a regular fist, and it doesn't roll, it doesn't hurt your hand at all. And they're small enough that they accommodate my, medium to small sized hands without spreading anything out too much. I have other knuckles that spread out my fingers and they hurt. These don't, so I had to get the brass pair, and I knew they'd be at the Copus design table because they always are, and because, well, they're related. And so got these. They're brass, they're really nice. He had bronze and then I think aluminum, several different metals, but I had to go classic brass. I think I got the last pair. I think that's what he said of these classic brass. They're so nice. They're nice and heavy, and these are nice and light. So they're both really good. They're both really strong. They would both really hurt, but for me, it's just a curio. It's not like I'm going out and, interrogating people or getting into fights with multiple opponents or what have you. But I just like them. I've always wanted a pair that fit me well, and I found that in the Spooky Pockets version. So this was the first thing I got. Next thing I acquired was this. This is the Easton, the new knife from RoseCraft Blades, and it's really nice. Andy Armstrong, I introduced myself and invited him onto the show, so I'm looking forward to having him on the show. And in our conversation, he gave me this. This is their new release, and it's awesome. I like it. It is like one of the most fidgety knives I've had in a long time. If that means anything to you, it opens really nicely with that back flipper here, or front flipper, and has great locking action. I haven't spine whacked it. I haven't done anything with it except de-skin sausages. At my hotel, the sausages had thick skin that kind of grossed me out, so I would cut it off with this, at breakfast, and it is really nice. It's kind of an oblique grind behind the edge, but it's very sharp and it cuts really, really well. Easton with 2 ends, and let me see, where's the box? Right? Yeah, Easton. That's the RPM, what is that? AR RPN 9 steel on this RoseCraft. This is my first RoseCraft non-traditional, my first modern RoseCraft. I really like it. He told me someone designed this, and I don't remember who this person is, but I will look it up before I do my review of this, or not my review, my close-up video. I have been carrying it around the house in the past day and a half since I've been home, and really digging it. So thank you, Andy Armstrong, for that, but I really look forward to talking to you about your traditionals, your visionary designs, etc. In that area. Okay, next up, what did I get next? I think I got this next. It was in the baller room. That's the smaller room, and I went to Revenant Corps. They do a lot of G10 knives, G10 self-defense tools, but I've always wanted one of these. This is a Sharpie with sharpened G10 rod in there, so that's stiff and pointy. Here, let's see. I mean, obviously, you could probably do that. No, this is really nasty. And it's stout G10, and it is a little bit longer than a regular Sharpie. If that bothers you, if you feel that's too conspicuous, you can always bring that down with sandpaper. But I love this thing. I had this in my shirt pocket, on the aeroplane back, and you know, made me feel just that much more safe. Oh man, when we were coming into land in DC, it was like we were very close to the ground, and it was like nope, 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 and we pull back up. That was a little nerve-wracking, and then we had to circle around because unexpected traffic patterns, which means that maybe the guys on the shift up in the tower for the time I was flying in, maybe they weren't the best. I don't know, but it freaked me out. I gotta say, I was white knuckling it a little. I used to be a much better flyer. Now, these days, I'm not such a great flyer. I mean, I'm a fine flyer, but I don't relax too much. All right, anyway, next one I got was, had to find something for the ladies, for my daughters, and I got these little Cobratechs. I went by the Cobratech booth, and they had tons. They just have like an acre of automatic knives sitting open on their boxes, almost all of them out the fronts, and many of them definitely not my cup of tea in terms of design, but they happen to be very well built, at least all the ones I picked up. And they do a series now in M390. These are D2 anodized aluminum. Really great action on these. Easy to actuate. This is my 9-year-old daughter's one. She can push it out. She has trouble bringing it back in. Yeah, these are cool, and I gotta say, I wouldn't mind getting a Cobratech for myself, maybe an M390. There was one that had a very dramatic pointy dagger that I thought looked unique and was something I'd be interested in having sometime. But they come with these cool little carry pouches, and of course the girls like the carry pouches, and then they come in these cool little boxes with the stuff, and they like that too. The egg carton seems, well, you know, these were, I don't remember what these cost, like 60 bucks or something. Anyway, very nice. I really like those, and so do the ladies. Next, I had to take care of my wife, and I happened to go by Auxiliary Manufacturing, and the reason it's like this is this sheath is very tight. I have to do a little carve out. I appreciate the tightness for a spiky little blade like this that you're going to carry close to your skin, but I need to loosen it just a little bit because it's my wife's and she needs a little less tuggy. Beautiful. This is called a broadhead. Beautiful chisel ground, double-edged. Oof, that just poked me. Just a gorgeous knife. Michael Jarvis and his lovely wife were at the table. Very, very nice people. I like them an awful lot, and I really like his knives. I have two of them, the Pocket Rocket and the Pocket Bowie, and I need more of them in my life. And actually, I was going to get one of these at last year's show. Kind of ran out of money by the time I thought I wanted it, or thought I was going to buy it. But I think this is Fordite. I needed to ask. I should ask him. Maybe not. No, I see a weave in there. Okay. I know he got a block of Fordite and was showing it. It was pretty cool. But anyway, great little knife for jogging. It's got a little sheath. You have a little paracord. Have it in one hand. You could have it up here like this. Like this is how I would carry it. Like this. Have a little ring. You know, a little ring of paracord here. And then if trouble comes, bam, you just pull it out. You're good to go. But my wife right now carries the Bastinelli with the little ring, the diagnostic, and that's D2. It's great, but it rusts. But she likes having the ring over her finger, so this will be a learning curve, or you know, maybe just a purse knife. Let's see, what next? Next up, I went to American Blade Works. Or the next one I got was at American Blade Works. I had seen Shane, Shane showed me this, Shane Gable showed me this, Edgy American, and he's a big fan of American Blade Works, and as am I, but I mean, he's a rabid fan. No, I wouldn't say rabid, but you know, he looks for certain things in knives, and these deliver. Also, it looks beautiful with the number 2 here. But this is, I'm not sure what this is called. I think this is just slip joint. MagnaCut blade. It is super, here, let me do a little paper cutting. I haven't tested any of these blades yet, but this one is very nice and thin. Like, look at that. That's pretty razor blade like. Oh. Yeah. Very nice and slicey. Action. Pretty good walk and talk. This is a first slip joint. I would say it's damn good. Uses the kick here. Wait. Does it? Trying to see how, yeah. I mean, there's no stop pin in there, so it's using that kick on a slope, I guess. Unless there's, I can't imagine there's an internal stop pin. I don't know, I gotta check this out. This actually comes apart. Beautiful titanium, very nice MagnaCut. He hardens his MagnaCut to, I think 63, 64 or 64, 65 or whatever it is. I can't remember what it is, but I know that very choosy people like his heat treat. I personally don't push my knives that hard, but I respect and love that this can go the distance in terms of that. Let's see, next. Well, doesn't matter what's next. This, I'm not going to open it because it's not for me. This is for Jim. It's an Armiger 2. It's a little clip point that he can put on his keychain. Jim always carries his Swiss Army knife Tinker, and I know he has some of the knives I've given him at his desk at home and at his desk at work. But he always has keys on him, so this will be a good way for him to always have a secondary knife on him besides his Swiss Army knife without feeling like he's full-throated knife junkie, if you know what I mean. Okay, next. Well, I don't know what was next, but I'll show you this. This I hung out a lot at the T.Kell Knives booth, as you may imagine. It was great because that was the release of the Nova 1, which I already had, so that doesn't, this is what I was carrying on me all weekend, but Nova 1 really did great. People loved it. Even people who didn't buy it loved it, picked it up, and talked. You know, I would listen like a fly on the wall to people talking about it. I would talk to people about it. It's a very exciting knife. It was exciting how well received this knife is. My design collaboration with Tim, he's a great collaborator because there's like back and forth, and he's just an awesome dude. Anyway, that was released this weekend. I already had that, but he gave me this. This is the next one, the Nova 2 with his, I'm not sure what that blade is, but it's this awesome aggressive sheep's foot that is great in, for the intended purpose of this knife and this handle, in this reverse grip. It even works in this T.Kell grip. Works great on cardboard anyway. I'm assuming it would do well elsewhere. But this is a relatively neutral grip in the T.Kell style. Like you've these gentle swales here do not in any way feel bad in the palm, and then you still have that bird's beak to tug it out with, or of course the natural way of holding it, like this with the edge out. Getting excited. Facilitates sort of a back fist punching without having to torque your wrist much to get the point on point. But all of that is secondary to the fact that this is an awesome utility knife. Obviously, everyday carry, like whatever comes up. Yes, it is awesome defensively, and we all know how great these kind of knives are for slashing. They're almost unparalleled, but great for slashing. And but look at that utility. None of us are getting in knife fights, thank God. None of us are slashing, heaven forbid, but if we have to, we can. But this is a very useful blade shape. This is the Agent 002. He had prototypes for the 3, 4, maybe I'll keep that under my hat. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to talk about it, but other people are contributing blades to this. It's pretty cool. So it's an exciting thing. It was great to see all the enthusiasm about this series. And of course, Tim and his wife and his family know how to generate great buzz around their products too. But man, they are so awesome. It backs it up. They back it up completely with the quality. Okay, next, Bald Man Knife and Tool. I went by and saw Brent Smith of Bald Man Knife and Tool, and he let me walk with 2 of these. One of them we're going to give away. This is a custom, wholly custom-made knife, all made in the USA right here by him, Brent Smith, and Bald Man Knife and Tool. And this is the, okay, put this over here. First one is the thicker clipper Tonto. Now the clipper was his very first knife, and it basically had, well, it has a drop point shape, and then he made a thicker clipper out of 1/4 inch thick steel, and then he made a Tonto, and now this is the thicker clipper Tonto, and it is an incredibly useful design. It's an extreme Americanized Tonto with an aggressive chisel tip, a very, very deep hollow grind. Ooh, this one's gonna slice nicely. Oh God. Oh, that's wicked. Ooh, yeah. So this is really, really, really sharp and thin and nasty. This is the one I'm going to buy for myself. I told him that up front, and having it now, I am going to buy it. He's like, no, just take it. You know, he didn't say take it and keep it. He said take it to check it out and put on the channel. But I'm keeping this one. I'm going to buy this one. This one is also awesome. This is what is it? The Thickosaur. Hang on. The Thickatros. Sorry, the Thickatros. Magna Cut. These are both in Magna Cut, by the way. 1/4 inch thick. Now the Thickatros is a thick version of his Albatross, and oh my God, it just feels so good in hand. Not that you would use it like that, but it feels so good. These are like work all day tools. The cross section is not round, but thick and nicely chamfered, but with these great sort of, is that Anzo? Some sort of nice pattern in there, and the choils, and you can just grip on it with a full tight fist and power through. I have not powered through anything, but that last one was super sharp and super comfortable. So, and this one also, God, for a flat ground 1/4 inch blade, that's awesome. So this is the Thickatros, and this is an awesome G10 with rubber interspersed. I have that on my Nova 1 prototype, or no, on my tactical, my EDC Tonto from Hogtooth. Sorry, that was, you didn't care. This is Magna Cut here, very nice. I really like this, and it fits beautifully in the sheath. This one's nice. A little loose in the sheath on this one. Like for my, actually, that's pretty good. This would be good for carrying in the waistband. All right, so next was this. This was my big purchase. The Alan Elishewitz, Les George collaboration Eck tribute knife. John Eck made commando knives and knives for military in World War II and Vietnam, I believe, and this was his handle. 3 big rivets, or 3 big screws, and then handles shaped like this with the 4 curved divots out of the side. It fits beautifully in hand. This one is integral, my very first integral knife, my very first heat anodized knife, my first, I don't know. I think that's about it in terms of firsts. But I love this thing. It is awesome. I'm very proud a proud owner of this knife, and I got it for a pretty good price. I bought it from Alan Elishewitz's wife, who's a lovely person, and so is Mr. Elishewitz. He's also, yeah, he's a very, very skilled shooter, etc. This knife is awesome. I love it. Can't wait to put it right back in my pocket. Well, this one. This is the Knives by Nuge Primitive with jute handle, and it's 80 CRV2, a great 3-finger knife. I'm going to put a little fob on there of leather. And hang on one sec. I'm shooting a video, babe. And very wicked sharp. This is a Scandi ground knife. Great for just, I had this around my neck all day and kind of forgot it was there, except sometimes it's a little bit low, so I'm gonna change the cord length. This is just a great all-arounder, all-around neck knife here. It comes with this beautiful leather cord and with this very unique opener by Wazoo, and it clips on like that. You just, let's see. And with a certain amount of poundage, it'll come free from your neck if it tugs on anything. But yeah, this is a cool little knife. I've been wanting a knife by Tom Nugent, Knives by Nuge, ever since I interviewed him, just hadn't gotten around to it. So it was great to meet him in person and buy this knife from him and his lovely other half. I got this from Aaron of Aaroneous Blades. This glows in the dark, I believe. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. But he gave this to me, very nice. He gave me one a couple of years back, and they're cool little razor blades. Incidentally, I was talking with Fred Perrin, French guy. If you don't know who he is, look him up. He's a pretty impressive dude. He was like French commando for many years and specializes in small self-defense weapons. And he says when he travels, this is what he brings, one of these, and he pops it open on his leg and slashes it at your throat or whatever he does. So very cool. Love with the Tsukamaki wrap and that glow-in-the-dark, presumably glow-in-the-dark rabbit. And then I bumped into Justin of Tier 1, and man, that guy's so awesome. He gave me this right out of his pocket, and I'm so grateful. This is my absolute favorite version of the scythe, whether we're talking custom or production, folder or not. I love this knife. And I had this, I had one just like it on loan for a while. You remember, I showed it off a bit, and man, I was bummed when I had to send it back. So I was so grateful. It was so nice. CPM S35VN, made by Shieldon, just awesome contoured titanium handles. That great gear pattern makes it so sure in hand when you're kind of like this. And yeah, I love this thing. It is awesome. So let's see, what else? Yeah, got it all. Oh, except for this. Shot glass from Steve Kalari of Steve Kalari Custom Knives. And if you know Steve, you'll understand he's got a sense of humor like this. So yeah, balls. That's what I got. I'm going to be shooting videos of some of these, probably most of them, probably all of them. So stay tuned for those. Hope you had a great weekend, and hope you have a great week.